Turning to southwestern Manitoba, 2 tornadoes hit a pair of towns, and a storm chaser caught one of them on video. The tornadoes touched down on the Manitoba-Saskatchewan border. There are no reports of injuries, but one of the tornadoes was so powerful that asphalt was ripped from a highway roadbed. Power lines were also torn down near the towns of Tilston and Edward. There were several reports of a very large funnel cloud that remained on the ground for almost 2 hours. Joining us this morning are Jill Makishon, and she is near Verdun, Manitoba. And Jill, we can see some trees down just behind you. Tell us what the latest is from there.
Well, this is one of the areas that was hit by that monster storm that started in the southeast corner of Saskatchewan and moved into Manitoba. This storm was so huge that tornado chasers from down in the States were actually up here watching it. Everyone was expecting something to happen, and sure enough, just about 9 o'clock, 8:30 Central Time here, basically all hell broke loose. The tornadoes started in the southwest corner of Manitoba. It grew in strength. We understand that as you mentioned, roads were ripped up. We hear some outbuildings on farms were torn apart. It's unclear at this point if it was 2 tornadoes or 1 supercell that basically stretched from the southwest corner and moved its way northeast into the Verdun area. So this is one area that was likely hit by that tornado. What's going to happen today is that meteorologists are going to be on the ground assessing the damage and determining just the strength of the winds and the tornado that hit in these 2 areas.
But judging from the pictures that we're seeing and where you're standing, Jill, clearly this could have been a lot worse.
Yeah, we are hearing that right now, at least, that there was no fatalities, that no one was seriously injured in this. People were told to take cover, and it seems that most people listened. I was talking to the homeowner here. He said he and his family took cover. They didn't have a basement, but they had like a storm shelter underneath the house that they were hiding in. And he says all we started hearing was trees crashing on the top of the house. And so he said it wasn't until that all that stopped that they finally emerged. And this was one of those tornadoes that actually happened at night. It was covered first by a rain-wrapped tornado, they call it. So it was covered with rain and the clouds, and no one could really see it coming. And then when night fell, no one was really sure where it was tracking. So everyone was watching what meteorologists were telling them. The warnings extended from one municipality to another, to another, to another, until finally, I think it was around 1 a.m., 2 a.m. this morning, the warnings were finally lifted. So it was a tense few hours here in southwest Manitoba.
Yeah, a lot of frayed nerves, but you talked about the warnings and emergency alerts given throughout the night, throughout the days before that. So people warned amply about what was to come. About 3,000 people, as I understand it, in Verdun, where you are.
Yeah, and and Marcy, we don't even know the extent of the damage at this point because, like I say, those tornadoes or the giant super tornado actually hit at nighttime. So it could be now, as first lights just coming here in southwest Manitoba, that we really see the extent of the damage. And as I said, no fatalities that we've heard of, no injuries that we've heard of, but that could change now as we really start to assess the damage.
All right, CTV's Jill Makishon near Verdun, where this huge storm, this tornado, touched down. And as Jill says, they'll be assessing things as light takes hold. Jill, thank you so much. We appreciate your reporting.